This is the second part of the GED Math review. This whole review was based on feedback from GED testing service that I got from students who took their test, and then the results showed me what they needed the most to work on and where they needed to improve. And based off those objectives, I built this test. So it may be exactly like the test, it may be miles from the test. But the first part of the test that we looked at, part A, was about the non-calculator part, and it covered all the objectives that are in the non-calculator part. Also used a couple of workbooks as reference. Part B starts the calculator part. So let's look at that, and we'll look at these first ones. So this first one I've already started on. So number 10, Randallin made 89, 87, 98, 92 on her 4 tests. What would she need to make on her last test to have an average of exactly 90? So what you really have here is you have 89 plus an 87 plus a 98 plus a 92 plus a 5th test that we do not know yet. You add them all up, and to get the average or the mean, you divide by 5. And here, your answer will be 90. So you add them all up, you divide by 5, you get 90. So to solve this, you first need to add up the things you know. And that would be the 89, 87, 98, 92. You add them up, you get 366 plus a 5th number that we don't know what it is. And that would equal 90. Now, at the end, you want y equals number. To do that, you got to start eliminating everything away from the y. The further it is from the y, the earlier you get rid of it. So the first thing we're going to do is we had 366 plus y equals 90. Or 366 plus y over 5 equals 90 is what we had. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this over 5 or divided by 5. So to get rid of the divided by 5, we multiply times 5, which is what we've done here. But if you do it on this side of the equal sign, you have to do the exact same thing on the other side of the equal sign. So when you do that, now you have 366 plus y equals 90 times 5, which is 450. Now you still have this 366 plus y. That's a positive 366. To get rid of it, you got to have a negative 366. So negative 366 on this side, negative 366 on that side. So this gets rid of the 366 over here, and you'll say 450 minus the 366 over here, and you get 84 as an answer. So that's your answer, 84. Some of the test questions will be fill in the blank like this, where you have to just write in an answer. Other times, you have the exact same question, but this time, it's multiple choice. So it's a little bit easier because you could take all of these and stick them in there. And yes, you have almost 2 minutes per question to try to solve out. So it is possible to do that. Another thing to do is, if you have multiple choice like that, start with middle numbers. So like 84 is the lowest number, 92 is the highest number. So start with an 89 or a 90. Plug those in for the 5th question or the 5th test and add them all up, divide by 5. If that gives you 90, that's it. If it's too big, go with a smaller number. If it's too small, go with a larger number. Therefore, you're eliminating some of the bad answers instead of having to go through all 4 answers. A spinner has equal spaces. 3 are red. So 3 red, 2 are green, and 1 is gray. What's the probability of spinning a gray space? Now, something I want to point out. That is the word 3, that is the word 2, that is the word 1. A lot of times when we're doing math, we look for numbers. We look for the digits. We don't look for the words. And so if you look at this, just glancing at it, you're going to go, there's not any numbers in this. You have to find them. And sometimes GED Testing Service, I think, does this. They'll hide the numbers as the word instead of the digits. So the probability of spinning a gray space once. So that means gray out of all spaces? Well, there's 3 red, there's 2 green, and 1 gray. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spaces in total. 1 of those is gray. So your probability is 1/6. The problem is 1/6 is not a choice over here. So what you'll have to do is with your handy dandy calculator, you can either do the fraction 1/6, or you can say 1 divided by 6. Both will give you the same thing. So 1 divided by 6 will be 0.166667, which there's not a 0.16667, but there is 0.17. That's B. A spinner has equal spaces. 3 are red. So 3 are now red. This one's a little different. 2 are green. Ooh, sorry. 1 is gray. What is the probability of spinning a red space? So as you notice with the last one was in decimal form. This one this time, let's change our color, by the way. Let's go yellow on this really cool background here. So now we're looking at 3 red, 2 green, and 1 gray. So it's 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is still 6 as the all, but this time you want red, as you can see. So the red are 3 out of 6. 3 out of 6 is not a choice, but you can put in the calculator, or if you know 3 out of 6, if I know I've got 6 spaces, right? 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. That kind of looks like a cheese pizza. 3 out of those 6 is the same as 1/2. So that's another way to do that one. Next one, a spinner has equal spaces. 3 are red, 2 are green, 1 is gray. We want green out of all. Well, there are 2 green out of 6 all. So 2/6. So on this one, you can actually use your handy dandy calculator and do 2 divided by 6. And then if you want to, up above the parentheses, there's that convert to fraction button, or convert to percent button, because all of these are percentages. So 2 divided by 6, convert to fraction. 2 divided by 6, convert to fraction, will be 33.3%. And it tells you on the calculator that if you already knew just 2 divided by 6, you'd get 0.3333, and then you have to know that will convert to 33%. So all 3 of these problems that are number 11 are different forms of the same type of problem. The only difference is this one is all in decimals. The next one is actually a fractional presentation. And the last one is in percents. But it's all the same thing. All right, 12. Skylar rolls a fair die. So we're looking at dice, right? So a dice, or die, have 6 sides. 6 sides on a die. That's important to remember. And then we have a coin. Well, the coin just has 2 sides. That's a really weird head. Anyway, what are the chances he rolls a 4 or greater, and lands on tails? So that means it's either going to be a 4, a 5, or a 6, because those are what's on a die. So that's 3 out of the 6, and flips the tails, which is 1 out of 2. So you're going to have to multiply these guys, because you're combining them both together as probabilities. So you're going to have to multiply. It's not this one or that one. That would be an add. An or would be an add. An and would mean to multiply. So you would say 3/6 times 1/2. Well, you can do it in the calculator. You can do it by hand. 3 times 1 is 3. And 6 times 2 is, my brain just blinked out, 12. So that would be the same. 3 over 12 is the same as 1/4. Or 1 out of 4. Skylar rolls a fair die, flips a fair coin. What are the chances he rolls a 3 or greater and lands on tails? As you notice, the previous one was kind of written out as a probability. This one is definitely fractional. Same kind of problem. The chances he rolls a 3 or greater, so that means either a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. That would be 4 out of the 6 sides. And the coin lands on tails. Well, that's a 50-50 shot on the coin anyway. So 4 times 1 is 4, and 6 times 2 is 12. 4 over 12 is 1 over 3, which is A. Skylar rolls a fair die and flips a fair coin. What are the chances he rolls a 2 or less and the coin lands on heads? Yet again, let me show you real quick what we're doing in each of these. A is a written out probability. B is a fractional probability. C of these is a decimal. And the last one of these is a percentage. 4 different ways they can present the exact same type of question. That's just something you're going to have to deal with the conversions. And if you remember at the very bottom of the calculator, right above enter, the next button up is that button. That button, that convert button, is your friend. So if you get to an answer and it really doesn't match, hit that button first and see what it does. It may give you a better perception of what your answer should be. So let's go back real quick to see. Skylar rolls a fair die and flips a fair coin. So what are the chances he rolls a 2 or less? So a 2 or a 1. That's 2 out of 6. And lands on heads. That's a 1/2. 2 times 1 is 2. 6 times 2 is 12. So that would be 2 over 12 or 1 over 6. And if you remember from the other one, 1 over 6, 1 divided by 6 will be 0.1666666.17. And then Skylar rolls fair die and flips a fair coin. What are the chances he rolls a number greater than 1? So either 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. That's 5 out of 6. And the coin lands on heads. 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 over 12. But here's the problem. 5 over 12 is not a percent. So you've got to say 5 divided by 12. And then if you want to go ahead and convert to percentage, you can definitely convert to percentage. And when you do, you get 0.41 or 41.666667, which is 42%. 13, Breezy 109, 104.9, Breezy 109, has a radio contest with 104 people who qualify. The first person drawn will win a beach vacation. The second person drawn will win $104. Jade and Gabby both qualify for the contest. Gabby's name is drawn for the vacation, so she is no longer in the drawing. What are the chances of Jade winning the $104? So, a person winning any one of them is a 1, because each person qualifies once, is 1 out of 104. But one of those people gets pulled out because they win the vacation. The $104 is the second one. There's still only one person that's going to be picked, but it's out of 103. So that's why it's B. 14. Michael is hosting a dinner. As an opening course, he is offering either a Caesar salad, a garden salad, or soup. So that's 3. Oh, man. That's 3 openers. Or 3, not entrees. I went blank. So it's either Caesar salad, garden salad, or soup. The main course is either going to be roast beef, mutton, or grilled chicken, or baked fish. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main dishes. For dessert, he has either lemon pie or cheesecake. So desserts, he's got 2. So how many different ways could people order an opening course, a main course, and a dessert? So you can have one of 3 different openers, one of 4 different main dishes, and one of 2 different desserts. So you could sit here and you could draw it out and say, this is all my openers, this is all my mains, this is all my desserts. And you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could do that all the way across with every single one of these. Or you can just say, I've got 3 times 4 times 2. And 3 times 4 is 12, times 2 more is 24. And that's C. 15. Camille has an herb garden that is 3 feet long and 2 feet wide. Notice, in this problem, the 2 is written out. She has space for another herb garden that will be of the same proportion. So that same 3:2 proportion. So she has space for another herb garden that will be the same proportion, but needs to be 10 feet wide. So right now it's 2 feet wide. It needs to be 10 feet wide. So we need to find the lengths. So my lengths are on the same line. My widths are on the same line. How many feet of board will she need to enclose the entire garden? Ooh. Now the interesting thing about this one is that the approach to this one is not just that we're trying to find the length. It's that we need to find actually the way to enclose the whole garden. So let's just pretend like this box right here is our garden. So first we have to say, all right, if the width is 10, we need to first find the length. So we got to find that length. Then, after we do that, we need to find out how many feet of board will she need to enclose the entire garden. This is a perimeter question, is what it really is. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cross multiply. 3 times 10 is 30. 2 times x is 2x. So 2x is equal to 30. 2 times what gives me 30? I can divide by 2, and x will be 15. So the length is 15. So with this, 10 and 15, and then another 10, because you got to enclose the whole shebang. That's a really bad 10. And another 15. So 10 and 15 is 25, and 10 and 15 more makes another 25. 25 and 25 makes 50, which is D. 16, Miyake has decided to take out a $7,500 loan to buy a car. National Bank will offer her a loan at 5% for 3 years. Farmers Investment Bank will offer her a loan 6.5% for 2 years. How much money will the less expensive loan save her? Ooh, so on this one, you have 2 different loans, but you're comparing the 2 loans to figure out which one is the best. So our formula is interest equals principal times rate times time. So we're going to look at National, and we're going to look at Farmers Investment Bank. So interest is what we're looking at. So the principal for both is going to be $7,500 times the rate. The rate at National is 5% times 3 years. The rate at Farmers is 6.5%, but remember, you got to move it 2 places over. That's why it's way over here. For 2 years. So with that, we're going to solve out both of these, see which one is cheaper, and find out how much cheaper it truly is. So 7,500 times 0.05 times 3 is 1125. So 1125 is the National Bank one. FIB is going to be 7,500 times 0.065 times 2. And that's going to be 975. So the difference now is the 1125 minus the 975. And that would give you a difference of, so 1125 minus 975 gives you a difference of 150. And that's your answer. Let's go to green now. 17. Teacher recorded the number of notifications her class received in a day. So the number of text messages, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of them right here, you see. This is from a real study. What is the percentage of notifications from Snapchat and Instagram? So Snap plus Instagram over all is what we're looking at, because that's how you find percentage. It's the part you're looking for over the whole. So we just want Snap and Instagram. So 198 plus 28. And that'll be 226 over 506 plus 198 plus 28 plus 33 plus 9. All of them is 774. So it's 226 over 774. So I took just the ones I'm looking for, that's the part, and put it over every single one of them. So 226 divided by 774. And that's going to give you an answer of 0.29. 0.29 is 29% because it asks what is the percentage. So it already has it there. You're just solving it out. 17b. Same type thing. We use the same data. We're asking a different question this time. What is the mean of the notifications? Now, some people will see this mean and they'll just go 506 plus 198 plus 28 plus 33 plus 9. Then divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. But it only wants you to select a specific amount from that data. What is the mean of the notifications that were from only Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook? So only Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So this one, and this one. So it's 28 plus 33 plus 9. And that'll be 70 divided by 3 is going to be 23 and some change. 23.33333. So that's that one. If there are 6 girls, yet again, the word is written, so 6 girls and 18 boys in a class. What is the ratio of girls to all students? A lot of people will see this and they'll go, ooh, 6 to 18, done. Or 6 to 18 is 1/3, that's it. But that's boys. We want all. So the girls are 6. And then the ratio here is 6 to, and then all students are 6 and 18, both of those together. 6 plus 18 is 24 students, not 18 students. So 6 to 24 is the same as 6 over 24, which you can put in the calculator if you don't know how to reduce. If you do know how to reduce, awesome. 6 will go into both of those. So 6 will go into 6 one time, 6 will go into 24 4 times. So it's 1/4 or 1 to 4. What is the perimeter of a rectangle with a length of 3x plus 2 and a width of 2x minus 3? So 3x plus 2 on this side, 3x plus 2 on that side. 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3. So that's what you need to do. You need to think, oh yeah, there are 4 sides to this rectangle, not just 2. A lot of people will just go 3x plus 2 and 2x minus 3, and they'll solve it out that way and be done with it. But there's more to it than that. So you have to say 3x plus 2 plus 2x minus 3 plus 3x plus 2 plus 2x minus 3. So 3x's and 2x's more is 5. That's 8, 9, 10. So 10x, and then plus 2 minus 3, plus 2 minus 3. So that would be a negative 2. So your whole answer is 10x minus 2. And that's all you can do for that. You can't get a more definitive answer because that's as far as that one goes. I thought I had a second problem on that, but apparently I don't. Oh, there it is. What is the area of a square with a side length of 2x minus 1? So on this one, it's a square. And what that is, area of a square is side squared. So I've got to say 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1. Guess what? This is a quadratic equation. They don't tell you that at the very beginning, but they want you to see if you can multiply it out. So you got to go first, outer, inner, last. So my first is 2 times 2 and x times x. That'll be 4x squared. My outers are 2x times negative 1, which will be negative 2x. My inners, negative 1 times positive 2x will be negative 2x again. And my last, negative 1 times negative 1 will be positive 1. So my final answer to this will be 4x squared. So we can go ahead and rule that guy out because that's not right. Minus 4x plus 1, which is B. Because you got to combine the negative 2x and the negative 2x. And then last one. Antoine has a board that is 96 inches long. So, there's your board. It's 96. He needs to cut the original board into 2 pieces. After the cut is made, the longer board is 12 inches longer than the shorter board. How long is the shorter board? Make sure you pay attention to what they're asking. They want the length of the shorter board. So, if the shorter board is 36, so you can just take it this way, then 96 minus 36 is going to give you, so the shorter board is 36, the longer one would be 60. If the shorter board is 42, I'm just using the answers here, then 42 from 96 would be 54. 54 minus 96 is going to give 42. So 54 will give you 42. Well, guess what? We know this isn't right because the longer one is actually shorter than the shorter one. So that rules that one out. And I bet if I do that one, I'm going to get the same thing. 96 minus 66 is going to be 30. The longer board cannot be shorter than the short board. So that rules out that one. So let's look at these 2 options right here. After the cut is made, the longer board is 12 inches longer. So if I add 12 to each of these, which one gives me the right thing? 36 and 12 will give me 48, not 60. 42 and 12 gives me, guess what? 54. So B is the correct answer.